This video is going to look at subtracting decimals. Now when you're subtracting decimals, the same rules as when you're adding decimals apply. You must line up your decimal point. So if we start with a number like 5.73 and we're going to subtract 2.4 from it, we would write the sum out. 5.73 comes first, so it goes on the top of the sum. 2.4 has to line up the decimal point. So the 2 goes under the 5, the 4 goes under the 7. Now I have all of this empty space under the 3, so I'm going to add a placeholder 0. It doesn't add any value to the number, it just lets me know what is there. And now I do my subtraction as normal. 3 take away 0 is 3, 7 take away 4 is 3, and 5 take away 2 is 3. So our answer is 3.33. What if you have a number that doesn't have a decimal point though? So if you have a question like 24 minus 0.67, what would you do then? Have a think. 24, you can't see the decimal point, but the decimal point is always there hiding. We just don't write it down all the time. It's just after the 24, after where the units come in. So if we lay out this sum correctly, we have a 24 with a little decimal point after it. So my 0 has to go under the 4 for that decimal point to line up. And then I have a 6 and a 7. I have nothing above the 6 and the 7. So again, I have to add my placeholder zeros. And let's look at this sum. Well, we can't do 0 take away 7 in this sort of sum, so we go next door to see if we can borrow any. The 0 above the 6 has no value, so we can't borrow from there. So we go all the way back to the 4. Take 1 away from the 4, which is 3. And that gives us 10/10 to use here. I still haven't got anything to subtract 7 from, so I need to keep going. I'm going to cross that and make that a 9. And then my 10/10, or one of my tenths, sorry, becomes 10/100. I now have 10 take away 7, which gives me 3. 9 take away 6 gives me 3. 3 take away 0 gives me 3. And 2 take away 0 gives me 2. So 23.33. On the next slide will be some sums for you to try themselves. Remember to line up the decimal point as you lay it out in your book, and then carry on with your subtraction as normal. Copy them down, laid out correctly, and try the subtraction. If you're not sure about the layout, pause the video, have a go, and I will show you how to lay them out before we subtract them. So for your correct layout, the first question would have 4.53 minus 2.21 directly on top of each other. The second question would be 17.2 minus 0.58, and I'll add a 0 above the 8 to make my sum clearer. The last question would be 19 minus 1.9, remembering that my decimal point comes after the units, and adding in a 0 as a placeholder. Now try the subtractions, pause the video, come back when you're done. Okay, number 1. 3 take away 1 is 2, 5 take away 2 is 3, and 4 take away 2 is 2. My answer is 2.32. The second question, I have to borrow from the 2. 10 take away 8 is 2. I can't use that 1, so I need to go borrowing from the 7. And I have 11 take away 5 is 6. 6 take away 0 is 6. And 1 take away nothing is 1. My last question, I can't use that 0 yet, so I have to borrow from the 9. That becomes an 8. And I have 10 take away 9 is 1. My decimal point lines up. 8 take away 1 is 7, and 1 stays as 1. 17.1. As long as you remember to line up your decimal points, you will be okay. Let me know how you've done. Make up some questions yourself to practice.